windshield post is now sealed up all the way around with black RTV, and then this trim piece goes around it, which has rubber on the back. And then I notched it just a little bit right there, so it lays on top of the edge of the seal. And that just slides down over the post. And screws into the body. Like that. They give you a sheet metal screw to go in here and then just into the fiberglass, but I haven't used any of those on this. I don't really like the idea of tearing up the fiberglass with a screw, so I have a panhead 832 machine screw, stainless steel, to go through here. You can get your hand underneath there to catch a nut on it, so that's what I'm doing. If you're doing something like that and you don't have the right screws that you need, I needed 3/4 screws for this, and the only thing they had in the store was 1 1/4. So you run a nut on it, cut it off. After you get done cutting, give the end of it a little "how's your father" with a file, so you don't cut yourself. Then screw the nut off and everything will be good. This one's a little tough to get to, but I glued the washer to the nut and then taped it to the end of a wrench. You can get to it, it's just a little on the tricky side, because there's a aluminum piece that runs right here. Wrench off. That's it. Get my fingers up in there to get this one on there. Maybe. Just in case you're not familiar, this windshield set at, I think it's 53 degrees. But what you do is you measure from the inside of the door opening up to that screw right there, and it should be 27 inches. So both these are about 27 1/8. That's as close as I could get it, and that's good enough. So that's those screws I just put in. That's where those nuts are. As you can see, pretty easy to get to. That way you're not putting a PK type screw through the fiberglass. And the windshield mount bolts on this side, passenger side, I think you can see this, are right there. So what I did was I went ahead and ran a tap through the holes in the windshield posts, so that way I could just run the bolts in and they would actually snug up on the windshield posts, and then get it all adjusted. And then I just put the nuts on to lock it in place. The driver's side's a little more difficult to get to. You have to go underneath, basically. You can see that one there. Right there, you can see the nut. So you basically have to go on top of the fuse panel, kind of shove your arm up in there to get to it. And then as you can see, that trim piece, there's the nut for that. And if you look down there, you can see both mount bolts for the left side. Did the same thing over here. I went ahead and tapped that chrome side piece, so when I ran the bolts in, it actually snugged it up. So I snugged this side up first, which left a little, probably a 1/16 gap on the passenger side. And what you don't want to do is just tighten that down, so I slotted some washers and stuck those in between the arm and the structure, and then tightened the windshield down, so that picked up the gap and is not putting any stress on the windshield. So that's it for that. Put the wind wings on and the visors, and then move along.